Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm VA Winter. I'm an indie author. Debut novel has just come out, Fire Witch, literally yesterday as of filming this. It's currently Sunday the 14th of September and the washer is going, so if that's in the background, that's what that is. I don't know why I always do this, but here we are. I'm just filling in an odd 10 minutes before an event starts online. I fully intended to vlog this last week because it's release week. It was release week. Not that there was anything spectacularly exciting to vlog because I'd done it all. It was all set up, pre-order was all done, the final files were uploaded. There was nothing really to do. I've been posting on TikTok and Instagram sort of quotes from the book with mixed results. So they're there if you want to go and have a look. In the last couple of weeks since doing the proofread of Fire Witch and coming to the conclusion that I needed to start book 2 again, I did do that. So I went back to the outline as sort of was in my last vlog, did the spreadsheet as sort of a short outline. I then went through and redid the long outline, which is about 20,000 words, so it is a long outline, adding in sort of scene structure and things for the new scenes as I went. Finished that on, I think I finished it on Sunday last week. Then I started draft 2.5, I'm calling it, because I didn't really get all the way through draft 2. So it's not really draft 3, it's draft 2.5. And I'm currently about just under 7,000 words through that. I'm rewriting it completely. So I'm basing it off the earlier scenes in that earlier draft, but part of the problem was, I think I explained this in my last vlog, part of the problem with draft 2 was the fact that I was copying and pasting from an earlier draft, and the characters' character arcs and emotional journey and place that they were in emotionally was different after editing Fire Witch. So the changes that I made to Fire Witch then sort of had this knock-on effect where they are emotionally is now different, or especially the main character. I'm taking some of that previous draft as a base, but I am rewriting it to, number 1, make the writing better, and number 2, just sort of change things as I go along to make it feel more like it is picking up from where Fire Witch left off rather than being something completely different. It's not going as fast as I'd hoped. I've also changed my mind again on what I'm doing on Substack. I was going to do a series of essays, articles, whatever you want to call them, on some working class fiction, which I was kind of taking a reading list from an academic book. Long story short, I've decided to not do that. I'm kind of come back round to what I was thinking last year. Either last year or much earlier this year, with sort of, I had this idea, I think it was last year, this sort of witchy research project, which was researching and reading about witches, because obviously that's what this trilogy focuses on, is witches, witch trials, witch finders, witch hunters, that kind of thing, both the history of other witches in literature, which I've read a lot of witchy fiction, and I've read a lot of history to do with witches, and I feel like I do know a lot more. I just haven't done anything with that knowledge. I've changed my mind so many times about what I want to do and where I want to put my focus, and whether I just want to completely only focus on writing and publishing the books, or whether I do want to do something like Substack as well. As I've mentioned, I've been back and forth this year on whether I even want to do YouTube. And I think I'm getting a little bit fed up of myself going back and forth on all this stuff. I just need to make a decision. I want to do Substack because I want to get back into sort of more non-fiction writing, more, which is what I said originally, right, in that video about sort of where I'm going with this channel, etc. But I think it has to be connected to the books that I'm publishing, because that's where my headspace is, because I am not good at working on more than one project at once. I'm not good at holding space for 2 different things in my brain. I get focused on one thing and that's what I'm focused on. So my brain is in witches. So what I've decided to do, and I've made a plan for myself for the rest of this year, I've decided to sort of just write some articles about the themes that are in Fire Witch and subsequent books, because my plan is that I want to do another literature degree, do my master's in literature, so I kind of want to just get back into it, and I think this is a good way of doing that without deviating too far away from what I'm doing with my creative work. My plan for the rest of this year, in a couple of weeks I will be planning out Q4 properly. What I want to do with the rest of 2025 is I really, really want to have a plan. Something that I can just consistently work through in 2026 to get me where I want to go. To get to the point where all my platforms are growing nice and sustainably. I'm heading towards that sort of goal of being a full-time kind of author, writer, person. I just want to feel like I'm on the right path. Like I just want to be at a point where I'm not constantly changing my mind, because it's annoying me, it's distracting, It's not getting me anywhere because I'm just going around in circles. But I do have to go for this event that is starting now online, so I will go do that. I have once more done a really bad job of vlogging. It's currently Sunday the 28th of September. I think the last clips were me doing my sticky notes for my Kanban boards, which you can see in the background. Last weekend I kind of just didn't do a lot other than really sit down and think about what my plans are going forward. So it's the end of Q3 today and we're going into Q4. And it's just the end of the year and it feels very much like I started the year with goals. I don't really remember what a lot of my goals were at the beginning of the year. I remember my big goal was to be able to quit my job. I feel like that was, I said at the time it was Delulu. It really was, because it's not going to happen unless a miracle happens in the next 3 months. I think I've changed my mind. And this is part of the issue, and this is why I really wanted to sit down last weekend and really think about what the plan is going forward, because I'm sick of me changing my mind about things. I'm sick of thinking that I've got a plan and then getting a couple of weeks into the quarter and thinking, actually, I don't think I like this plan. Actually, I think I'm going to change my mind. I don't think I want that anymore. I think I want this other thing instead. Or I think this is a good idea and not a good idea. And it's like the only thing that's remained consistent over the last 2 years is the books. I know that I want to write. I know what I want to write. I know what I'm doing. I've got my books planned out. My books are planned out for the next 3 or 4 years. I know what the next 11 books that I'm going to write are. That I know. It's the rest. It's everything else. I think I have a plan, but I've said this before and it's all gone to pot. So all I can do is try. I've got 3 goals. One is writing and publishing. The other one is YouTube. And the other one is Substack. Writing and publishing, the goal is basically to post consistently on social media, get book 2 to the point of it might be ready for copy edits by Christmas. Depends on what I do about getting feedback, which is a whole other problem, and what feedback comes back and how much work it needs. But yeah, progress with book 2. YouTube, like just post consistently, kind of tied into the goal on Substack. Write articles on Substack on a weekly basis and then also put them onto YouTube as video essays. And I really want to focus on consistency this quarter. Anyway, that's where we're at. This week has been stressful at work. I mean, for the rest of today, I have been doing some reading for my set of Substack articles this morning. The articles that I'm going to be doing are all about witches. The idea of the witch as representing people in society who don't conform for whatever reason. And I'm going to be doing 4 essays on that sort of topic, looking at different aspects of sort of the non-conforming individual. I haven't found a really snappy title for it yet, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully they'll be going up weekly in October, both here on YouTube and on my Substack, which is always linked down below. I've enjoyed doing the reading and hopefully I'm going to keep up with everything. I'm going to do some writing this afternoon. I'm currently at 16,000 words on draft 2.5. Of book 2. I've moved over to Ulysses as a writing program. Not sure whether that was a good idea or whether that was a bit of procrastination, but anyway, that's what we're doing. that is the Kanban board. That is Q4, so orange is all my writing stuff, pink is Substack, and yellow is YouTube, and then the greeny bits are HB90 and planning, and then a couple of 3 tasks left over from last quarter. Okay, we'll try again. Q3 is done. As I was saying when I wasn't actually recording, it wasn't a failure. Q3 wasn't a failure. I think I felt like frustrated a little bit because I didn't stay consistent with some of the things I wanted to stay consistent with, because I kept changing my mind again on YouTube and Substack and what I'm actually doing and what the plan is, and trying to think of something that's going to work and that's going to fit with the time I've got available and sort of tick the boxes I need it to tick. This morning I think I'm going to edit this video. I am going to make a concerted effort this next week and this quarter indeed to vlog more. I don't think there's particularly anything else. Hopefully this video will go up today. So it's currently Monday. I don't think I said that. It's currently Monday the 29th of September. Currently off work today. I think I'm going to call it there as far as this vlog goes, and hopefully see you next week in another vlog, provided the plan goes to plan. If you did like, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video.